President Bola Tinubu has called for a comprehensive review of the global tax system because of its imbalances. Tinubu argued that the interests of wealthier nations predominantly influence the international tax regime to the detriment of developing economies. He spoke during the Third South Summit of the Group of 77 and China in Kampala, Uganda at the weekend. Tinubu, represented at the event by Budget and Economic Planning Minister Abubakar Bagudu, emphasized Nigeria's commitment to multilateralism in addressing global challenges. The president pointed out that the systematic imbalance in global tax regimes has not only resulted in significant revenue losses by developing nations, but also hindered their development efforts and economic self-reliance. He said Nigeria is championing a historic initiative alongside other member states of the African Group at the United Nations, intending to address the challenge through a framework convention on tax. And the Central Bank of Nigeria will hold its next interest rate meeting in February, the first since last July, according to a schedule released on Friday. In a statement published on its website, the Central Bank of Nigeria has tentatively scheduled the Monetary Policy Committee for February 26th and 27th, the first meeting under new Governor Olayemi Cardoso. The Naira has slid steadily against the dollar, fueled by ongoing liquidity shortages that have seen the Naira swing widely in the official trading. It has dropped to around 1,350 to the dollar on the parallel market. Investors are awaiting the MPC's guidance on interest rates, with analysts divided on the likely direction. At its last meeting in July, the central bank opted for a smaller than expected rate hike of 25 basis points. And also, the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Organization Arewa Consultative Forum has condemned the relocation of key departments of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria to Lagos by the President Bola Tinubu-led administration. According to the ACF, the relocations of the two agencies are a deliberate ploy to further underdevelop the northern region of the country. The CBN, in an internal memo last week, announced plans to transfer some of its departments to Lagos State, citing congestion at the headquarters in Abuja. Similarly, the federal government announced the relocation of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria's headquarters from Abuja to Lagos. The relocation was officially announced by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, in a memo dated January 15, 2024. And signed by the Managing Director of FAN, Mrs. Olubunmi Kuku. However, the ACF, through its National Publicity Secretary, Professor Toko Mohammed Baba, in a statement in Kaduna on Sunday, contended that the planned relocation of the agencies was in bad faith. The ACF called on the federal government and National Assembly to call on those agencies to retrace their steps and apply other honest means of addressing the alleged overcrowding in offices. And the Nigerians spent $1.58 billion on health, tourism, foreign education, and other personal matters in 6 months, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria have revealed. The data from the Apex Bank's balance of payments compilation spanning the first 6 months of 2023 showed that Nigerians spent $245.68 million on overseas health-related issues, $896.09 million on foreign education, and $434.63 million on other personal foreign needs. The Apex Bank, in an explanatory note titled Note D, defined balance of payments as a systematic record of economic and financial transactions for a given period between residents of an economy and non-resident. According to experts, medical tourism and foreign education have continued to put pressure on foreign exchange demand in the country. Poor health infrastructure has been cited as one of the reasons why Nigerians travel abroad for proper health services. The Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform says it is meeting with state governors to reach an agreement for states to suspend some low revenue taxes. The panel said the move would lead to the suspension of nuisance taxes by states and local government authorities across the country. Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of the committee, which was inaugurated by President Bola Tinubu a few months after assuming office, stated this during an interview on some of the initiative of the committee. Among other things, the panel is expected to champion tax reforms and help the nation to raise the much-needed tax revenue to enhance economic growth and development. Oyedele, during the interview, said the low revenue taxes, which he described as nuisance taxes, were not adding value to the state coffers. The tax panel chairman lamented that most of the taxes, especially those imposed on transport of goods from the north to the south and vice versa, were negatively affecting the poor.